from Adventures in Odyssey episode that aired today. Hopefully the website's not still down because I'm gonna play it. But essentially, Moi, Suzu, and Emily, and Kupu are all trying to track down this guy who's blackmailing Kupu Calhoun. Okay, and he apparently knows where Kupu's location is because he has a GPS track on his phone, right? And that struck me as weird because it's not like you can just like type in a phone number and trace it. If you're not like the government, believe me, I've tried. It's impossible. Um, so I was wondering, like, how could you get a GPS? And besides, even if you trace the phone via number, it traced off of cell towers, not by a GPS. Morado says that he's tracing it via his phone's GPS system. Now, of course, he could be lying to impress Emily, because as you guys know from our work over on the Odyssey Boy at blogspot.com, Morado obviously has a crush on Emily. Okay, he has uh crush on him. It's obvious. This episode we're talking about the team, right? He could be just saying all this stuff to impress Emily. Like he's saying he's creating an algorithm to spoof a location. Uh, yeah, as he was just typing on his phone. No, that's not how it works. So I figured out this is how we trace this location. Okay, he hacked into his Google or iCloud account. I'm gonna say Google, and here's why. Because all those location spoofing applications on the like you cannot spoof your location on an iPhone, and it's doubtful that he would have a jailbroken iPhone or something like that. So he obviously has an Android phone, right? That's key. Okay, so this guy has an Android phone and Kupu Calhoun, and Mori right now just downloads a location spoofing app that maybe he made himself on like an app maker. Okay, and the way that they're tracing his location is that they use Google Find My Device, but maybe he doesn't check his email that much. And we were like, how do you get his password or anything like that? He just like, because he sent him a phone number, so he probably knew his email address or something. And maybe his password's exposed in a leak, or it was just like really easy to guess, like Cooper123 question mark, or Cooper Calhoun, or football, or something like that. Like something really easy to guess. Or maybe he just got sent a phishing email from the guy who was hacking into the system. Now, later into the episode, they send a USB flash drive into the computer so that he can fake change his grades. I was thinking about this, and since later in the episode, like when they catch the guy, it's discovered that he doesn't know that much about computers. I was thinking, like, how would he get the IP of the computer and everything? Like that was kind of confusing to me. Like it's not like I can just like type in here and go tag any random computer in the world unless it's like connected to the internet. But then you can just go to like Zoom ISO and then find something that's connected to RDP and brute force the ports or whatever. Um, but it's not like the principal's computer is just connected to the internet as a like file server or something. You just connect to it. But he said that the thing was he sent him instructions, like the hacker guy sent him instructions on how to change his grade and stuff, and then confirmed to prove it. So I thought that it probably what Maury did was he set up this like random Linux virtual machine, got some random online. This is key. This is key. Online like grade software, like say WinRab or PowerSchool or something like that, and maybe created like a fake version of that with like fake grades in it. So then that Cooper could create it, and then he just stuck it in there. Cooper booted up the virtual machine, right? And that virtual machine, in addition to having like the fake grade software on there that's accessible via the internet, also had a team viewer on it or something. And maybe the guy was like trying to like team view in or whatever, like remote desktop programs are for Linux. Let's check that right there. Or remote desktop. VNC Connect, Remina, AnyDesk, TeamViewer, XRDP. Okay, great. He had any one of these wonderful programs on here, right? So he had these programs on here so he could RDP into just remote desktop into the grade system. Cooper changed it and he was trying to log in, but maybe he just had some problems typing or something, or there was a Wi-Fi connectivity issue or something. But then here comes the main problem. So here's why web race is important. So he opens up the browser, he checks that it's in there, he clicks the website, and it gets his IP address. Ooh. think we stumbled upon a problem because I think that if I were to like team view in from a phone, did it get your IP address? Well, anyway, somehow this Linux box is like a honeypot program that gets his IP address so he can get the location. Yeah, that I'm still trying to figure out a way. Yeah. So anyway, he's trying to get the location of the device so then they track down the guy and find him in some abandoned shed or something or something, right? That's a problem. Like I was thinking, maybe click the link, but I clicked on Grabify, right? I made up my own Grabify link on something. It only got my city, which is normal, right? Until I enabled like smart data and GPS logging. But if you're hacking in from a laptop, then GPS logging wouldn't make sense or work. And I was thinking maybe he got his Wi-Fi network because, as you guys know, with Wiggle Wi-Fi, you can identify the location of a building just by the SSID, as long as it's been more drove. My theory is that somehow Morrie set up a honeypot to get all the IPs accessing it in there. And since Odyssey is such a small town or something, that they're able to trace it. Besides, it said he was in an abandoned shopping strip, right? And I looked up like really advanced IP tracing programs, right? That got like everything. And it was able to get within my neighborhood or something like that. It says like 15 minutes away or something like that. And it changed depending if I was using my cellular IP, like mobile data, which is using like the cell towers, or like my IP is connected to the internet via Wi-Fi. So that changes, of course. But I mean, it was too large of an area to like say, oh, it's a shopping center. I was using like a really big shopping center, like maybe say like the mall. But even that's pretty small comparatively for like an IP address. If he was hacking into it from his phone, that would make a lot more sense because maybe he just consented to giving his GPS location or something like that. Or, of course, Maury Rydell was just lying this whole time and he knew the guy and he knew where he was or something like that. But we'd have to find out about that. Or Maury Rydell, secretly, as the program was running, he got the guy's phone number, sent him a link or something like that, and then he consented to his GPS location or something like that. So yeah. Also, one last thing. So Maury, Emily, Suzu, and Kupu are all talking to each other on these like earpieces and headsets and stuff like that. And it's like they're on a four-way call, but over a walkie-talkie. And Maury's able to mute the audio in the walkie-talkie. I'm not sure you can do that, but whatever. So yeah, that's very interesting. Adventures in Odyssey episode right there. And speaking of Adventures in Odyssey, we gotta talk about Down Gideon Lane and the episode that started COVID. It has got to be the most annoying, literally the most annoying episode on the planet.